The problem in the industry is that, first of all, you've got the blind leading the blind. What I mean by that is you've got this person over here who hasn't necessarily gone to the summit. They haven't achieved every single thing inside of the fitness industry that will inside of their bodies that they actually want. And they feel as though with their small amount of success, they have the ability to lead somebody else. Okay. So you end up going on this journey where they're not sure what the next step is. They're figuring it out as they go, and they're kind of like tagging you along. And this is the friend with good intentions who might have lost 5 kilos on Isagenix and has said, hey, why don't you do it with me? Okay. The next there is the shouter. Now, this is the person. This is certainly one of my former personas, the guy that's gone to the very top of the mountain, or the advisor that's gone to the very top of the mountain, maybe competed in bodybuilding or competed in a fitness show. And then they just expect everybody else to be able to do what they can do. Okay. So they just shout down orders. And when you don't do it, they're kind of like, well, you mustn't want it enough. Right. So there's that role in the industry as well. And then there's the squasher. And the squasher doesn't necessarily have to be an advisor, but could certainly be somebody that says, hey, look, you're good the way you are, just be happy with what you've got. Okay. And maybe you've gone on a cycle of being led by all three of these advisors in the past. I'm going to explain to you what my role is as your advisor throughout this journey. So here's the mountain. There's the summit. I'm here, okay, because I've got the body I want, and you're all down here right now, but you're facing up, and you're kind of seeing this big mountain, and you're wondering, oh, how am I going to get there, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down, and I'm going to take you by the hand, and we're going to learn along the way, right? Now, there's a whole bunch of history here that has led to where you are right now. And you've essentially gotten yourself to this place, which means you can get yourself away from this place right now. This place, what I mean is basically your facts, where you are right now inside of your body, how they're directly relating to your daily life, so on and so forth. If I stand up here and I don't move, I don't take into account any of this, right? Now, what I need you to do is to start to look back on some of that stuff, right? So you can start to gain awareness. And then along the way, you're going to have obstacles, right? Which you'll overcome. And you'll have these arguments with yourself where you'll have a particular habit that you need to sacrifice in order to move forward. And then it's going to be a matter of you saying, all right, this habit, is it serving my ultimate, wants and needs and desires? And then you have to make that decision of whether you're going to stay still and turn back, or you're going to move forward. And my role throughout this whole coaching process is essentially to, when you're here and this gets harder, this next obstacle here gets harder than this back here, is to remind you of that there, so that you've got a better chance of moving forward and breaking through. Does that make sense? Brilliant. So with that said, the best way to really learn is through action and through experience. I can give you this big book full of like 25 years of research, but it's not going to teach you anything unless you start to implement it. So over the next 30 days, you're going to essentially build some plans out. You're going to learn a lot. It's going to be intense. You're not going to actually take the boat out onto the water until after the 30 days. Now, that's where the real learning happens, because you'll learn things like, what can I get away with? How much effort do I need to put in to get the best possible result? You're going to learn all of that stuff. So if you're sitting here and you're thinking, oh, I've got so much to learn, I'm going to have you consider that you probably have to learn about 1 or 10% of the actual ecosphere of everything that makes up nutrition, exercise, and all of that. Because if you learn that 1 to 10% and you apply it really well, you'll go further than you ever gone before.